We're back. It's Nina.
And Ashley back with the bullshit.
And this is the Young and Gettin It podcast.
Episode 25.
25.
25. How do you say that shit in French? Vont cinq.
Okay.
Vont cinq.
We know in a whole
international
bunch of
bitches.
Dang, I wish I knew how to say it in my parents' language, and I really don't. I only
You're
learned
a failure.
1 through 10. I only know 1 through 10.
Fucking failure.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I have no native language, so
Damn.
who am I to talk?
I know it's fucking
Tragic.
I mean, you do. You probably have every.
I
single,
know I have
The
one.
funny thing is every fucking single
Honestly.
Black American has a tiny bit of Nigerian in them, and that's so.
And
funny.
you know what? I feel like I lied. I think it's Creole.
Oh yeah, so French.
I'm definitely lying.
You're consistent.
Yep.
So this episode is going to be the questions.
Questions.
Questions. So we have we've had fans, listeners, friends.
Yeah, we did our survey too.
Right.
Yeah,
Send questions.
I was looking
into
at
the
those.
show. I have a good intro question. It's basically to get to know us better, but also we want to provide tips based on what people are what people want to know. So, Monica asks a couple questions. What's a skill you'd want to learn and why?
Well, I feel like I'm kind of learning it right now. Like I'm just starting to learn it, but computer science, because it's something that's becoming so vital to us.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it goes hand in hand with like healthcare, how that will always be needed. Technology will always be needed. Yep. Like, because exactly. I even thought about like I could get a job at a hospital. Like they have jobs open right now currently that I have seen for MRI technicians, like, but the people that like write the programs for the MRI. So I'm like, oh, that sounds intense, but it will pay well and it will be secure because niggas is always getting MRIs. But there is another skill. Like, I want to take cooking classes. Like, I want to learn like how to cook like a real chef. That's something I've always wanted to make time for. Something
really cool that one of my friends does with her boyfriend is they actually bought a cookbook. So they'll just like on a good night, whatever, the night that the boyfriend and girlfriend kick it, they literally go to the grocery store, get whatever they're missing and actually make it. They made me a chicken pot pie and it was fire.
Okay. Yep.
Chicken pot pie from scratch. Ooh, everything scratch, even the pie crust.
My mom do that.
Fire. It was good. And I don't trust people's food when they're not black. That was good. So that was really cool. Something I'd like to learn is similar to yours. It's something I'm learning right now, which is business. Like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to have a boss in my future. Mind you, I love my bosses right now. So I actually want to be like them.
Yeah. That's like something cool. Like, at least they set like a good example of what to aspire to be. Because, most fucking managers are fucking assholes. Yeah. And you fucking hate them. But it's good when like you have a manager that makes it feel like they're still on your level, but still knows how to like be authoritative.
Yeah, and it's cool because they understand. Like, I want to be that manager too, where it's like, oh, you're going to school, okay, let's adjust your schedule. I want to work in a place where we can do that, because there's some places where they're like, oh, you're going to school, you might not be able to work here anymore. But I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to know how to run a business. I want to know all these technical terms that I hear, and I'm like, bleh. I want to be the guy signing papers, but I also want to build a really cool work environment. And that's why people take like ethics classes and stuff. So I might do that at some point.
It's important.
Yeah. So on top of that, Spanish. I
definitely need to learn Spanish.
Especially because I took Spanish 1, 2, 3 in high school. Then I took Spanish again in college because obviously I forgot it. And then it's like, obviously I'm forgetting it again. Yep. So,
well, it's because it's not practiced too.
Right. And I feel like once I get like Rosetta Stone, it's all going to like, it all comes from the back of your head. It just flies back to the front. So I think it'll all come back to me. So that's definitely something I like to learn.
Spanish is important. And thinking about like what do you want to, what's a skill you wish you had that you didn't know yet? Just going over like the little bit of computer science I have so far, it's like shit's piecing together. It's like, I get that now. Cause like I took intro to computer programming class in college. I got a B just because I didn't go to lab, but it's like I'm remembering stuff from that class, and that class was a long time ago, but it's like oh, so this is what he was trying to get us to learn, but he told us we didn't even need the book, but we kind of did. Man. And it's like now it's all coming full circle, and I could have gotten a better grade and things could have been easier, but you know what, I'm proving it now.
And you know what's something we forgot to do because I jumped right into the
Yep,
episode?
our social media.
You know, I've done that like 2 or 3 times now, and I think it's because I do get excited to tape. I'm like, yay,
yeah.
yay.
I feel like we've been doing it more recently now, but it's okay.
Yeah, and it's like once you do recite it a million times, you feel annoying. So you actually don't want to do it. But just so you guys know, you can find us on Apple Podcasts at Young and Gettin It Podcast. Please subscribe and rate and review. You can also find us on SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Whoa. SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Follow us, comment. We'll comment back. You can also find us on YouTube to watch our live videos and just the recordings of our episodes. Young and Gettin It Podcast. There is no G at the end of Gettin. There's just an N. Also, Google Play, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, Young and Gettin It Podcast.
You sounded like a real life commercial.
Oh, yay.
You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at YAGI_podcast. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/YAGIPOD. You can also email us, talk to us. You could, I don't know, send shit you want to hear about.
Just no dick pics.
Yes, please, no dick pics. No pussy or titties either.
Okay.
AshleyandNinaPod@gmail.com. And you can also go to our website at www.weareYAGIP.com.
Yes.
That is the land where you find everything that is interconnected.
Okay, so let's hop right back into these questions.
Yeah.
What weird food combinations do you enjoy?
I feel like I'm very normal.
I'm going to tell you mine because this is not actually something I've done anytime recently. This is childhood.
I'm scared.
But to this day, if this still existed, I would get it. Remember, I don't remember if it was Domino's, Papa John's, whatever, but they had the Cinnasticks.
Yeah.
Remember Cinnasticks, and then they would give you the icing to dip your Cinnasticks in? To this day, if I ate it, I would still like it. Take that fucking The Works pizza. Woo! The Works.
What comes on that?
And it's everything. It's like mushrooms, black olives, green bell peppers, sausage, cheese, maybe pepperoni.
Yeah.
Like, it's The Works. And then a light drizzle of that icing from the Cinnasticks.
I'm scared.
Oh my God. That was so good.
I don't know.
So good. It might have been because I was a fat child.
Yeah.
Also. But I feel like
that sounds intense.
I can still taste it. Like, to this day, I can still taste it. I'm going to one day just do it. Like, I'm going to seek it out and do it.
Okay. You know how
but it has to be the right icing.
Right? You know how, like, you tell yourself, okay, one day I'm going to get this food. And I was telling you, like, for the longest time, I was going to get a chocolate croissant from Starbucks. And I, like, never got it. I finally got one.
Bitch, why did I get one at school yesterday? Or 2 days ago? Why did I get one at school 2 days ago? Bitch, those are good.
So good. Yep,
those are really good.
I never knew it was, and then he warmed it up so it was like soft. I was like, I did not expect myself to like this as much as I did, but I thoroughly enjoyed this. Now I have to wait another year to get one.
That's how I feel about cereal. I enjoyed my cereal period. Like, damn, I ain't had cereal in over 3 years easily, and just almond milk, vanilla almond milk, unsweetened, shit was fire. And I ate, I had Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I would have preferred Cinnamon Swirls. And I had, was it fruit? No, Raisin Bran. I love Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran's the shit.
So good. So I understand.
Yep.
It's the same.
But I guess there's like one weird food combination I ate as a kid: apples and cheese, like together though. Like, you know how you get an apples and cheese box and you eat it separate? Like, no, I would put the apple slice on the cheese and then eat that shit.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I was thinking melted cheese, like
fuck no.
Yeah.
I barely like melted cheese now.
Yeah, that was weird.
No.
But yeah, the blocks of cheese, that makes sense. That does make sense.
No.
Okay.
I have a question from our fucking survey.
Okay.
So the person asked, what the fuck? That's not it. They asked, what do you wish you knew before becoming an adult? Something that you didn't know.
Finances, easily. I mean, we talk about it on a million episodes here, but I'm sure everyone wishes that they bought cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
But just even going back to college, just like, so I'm actually already an adult. You know, as 18, if I had taken some of that financial aid that I blew on fast food and bullshit, because we bought fast food. If I just took some of that money and put it in, if I bought like
a bond,
Amazon, not even a bond, because bonds are
low. They grow so slow.
Yeah, the coupon rate is so low. But if I bought like any of the stocks that I own now, because most of them are cheap. Even Amazon, I honestly, when I was in college, I think Amazon was only $300.
Amazon was just popping off.
Yeah, it was like $300. When my dad bought it a long time ago, it was $24. What? Yeah, so it was about $300 when we were starting college. Now it's over $1,400. Yeah. Even with the stock market declining, the bitch is over $1,400. And so definitely would have bought stocks, and I just wish I knew more about finance. But I've heard about a girl, the Budgetnista, actually. You can find her on Instagram. She's Nigerian also, and her dad worked in finance, and he taught her finances, so she did really well. But when you're 20, you're just fucking dumb.
I was dumb as shit.
She made dumb decisions and still was fucked up.
Damn.
Minus $300,000 in debt.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I would have bought that damn stock and sold it once it made once that $300 stock turned to $400. I'd have been like, oh, bitch,
I'm boiling.
I made $400. I made $100. So
yeah.
I mean, and my clarity about men, but it would have been
so different.
Yeah, it was like the crowd I was around, but still, you're young, so exactly. I don't know how much that would have helped. But yeah, those are things.
I'm trying to think. Like you said about the money, that's a big thing. And I also wished I knew like how to work harder when I was younger, because like I feel like when I was younger I felt like I was working hard and I felt like I was doing all this shit and I wasn't really doing nothing, because it's like you get to the point where you're at now and then you see how hard you're working and you see the fruit of your labor, and it's like back then it's like, if I was grinding this hard back then, can you imagine where I would have been at now? And it's like, it just gives me more fuel to grind harder now.
Yeah.
Especially like when I feel like quitting and like giving up on something just because like it's like hard or something. It's just like, well, you know, that's what like makes things exciting. Because I know one of the things that I get bored about now is how my job's kind of boring. Like things move very slow. Yeah. And I don't like that.
And it's like a sitting kind of job.
Yeah. And I've been standing up more and more at work because I'm like, I'm tired of fucking sitting down.
I'm tired of sitting down.
Like I will sit down like sometimes like almost my whole 12-hour case. No, best believe I'm standing up.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I walk around my hospital so often just because my legs actually do get restless. I had a period where they were getting restless and I
shake my legs all the time when I sit down.
You gotta get it. My hospital is so fucking big. Like Jesus, I just take a lap. Like take a lap. You'll be hot when you get back, and you'll be ready to sit down when you get back. You also tied into something that like brought a light bulb to my head. Another thing that I wish I knew when I was younger, that there's no possible way you could have known when you're younger, is where you are today. Because a lot of the shit I was stressing about when I was younger and so upset about and thinking that I wasn't, I would have never guessed I would have been right here at this age.
No.
And so if I was able to know, like, girl, chill, like you're fine.
Right.
You're what you're working on right now is really about to do some shit
right
for you,
like
you know?
It matters.
So back in when I was 18, 19, having like $7 in the checking, you know, like, all your school is paid for, you might have groceries, but it's like you ain't got no fucking money, like you know. So and it's good because it taught us how to budget. Like
I definitely know how to
be broke.
Yeah.
You know? So even when we get our paychecks, we put the whole bitch away.
My shit be gone.
We're broke as soon as we get paid because we sit and put the bitch in savings and pay all our bills.
Yeah.
So it's like we're doing what we know how to live broke. We need to improve at it because we're also on some new money shit. But you know, that's something I really wish I wish I stressed a lot less, because stress is a health issue. And so, you know, we might have fucked up our health a little bit. So.
Yeah, I've been thinking about how much cortisol I have flowing through me in college. I know my levels were high. Yeah. And that's why I try not to stress now. And like that's why I'm trying to train myself too, because life is precious, to not like fucking speed to work. If I'm late to that bitch, I'm late to that bitch. Okay. I'm sorry. I would rather end up getting here in one piece than being the next patient on the table. Right. And I feel like if at my job I could really say that and they'll be like, oh yeah, you right. Because anytime like I feel like I call like a hospital I go to frequently and I tell them I'm running late, they're like, oh, it's okay, just get here safe. And I'm like, thank you.
That's how it should be.
Thank you. That's all I could really wish for, is that you're like, get there safe.
That's why I love jobs that don't require you to clock in at 9. You know, like my job, like they want you to get there at 9. They want you to leave at 5. They really want you to leave at 5. Like, don't fucking stay. You know, like, but you get there at 9:15. You can't find a parking spot. Like, whoop-de-whoop. Or, like, what happened in my last shift, we had a meeting at 2:30 that ended at 3:30, so I had an hour and a half to get all my work done. So I stayed until 5:20. Like, you know, like I like that flexibility, because it's not worth all
I'm not
rushing.
dying to go to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
And if I'm real tired, my bosses actually know I drive really far, no matter if I'm at my parents' house or if I'm at my apartment. So my bosses actually let me leave 15 minutes early whenever I want, you know. So it's like, if you're tired, like go home, like, you know.
Exactly. Like if your job allows for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just think about how precious life is too.
Yeah.
Just take that in.
I have a good question. What do you do to improve your mood when you're in a bad mood?
Take care of myself.
Yeah, pamper
literally
yourself, right?
I take care of myself, or I get myself like food that makes me happy, but it's not always unhealthy. Like I was telling you, like when I go to get gas, when I get off work, I'll get gas at Costco. Go get me a Jamba Juice. Like I'm like, today has been rough. Like I need something to make it a little bit better. Like I'm grateful I could fill my tank up.
Right.
And then now I'm about to go get me my favorite smoothie from Jamba Juice, and I'm gonna get a larger size than I usually get.
Right.
Like that's usually like my little treat to myself. Or like I like working out. Like if I could afford the time to go work out, I'll go do it. And I just ordered myself some new cross training shoes so a bitch can do sprints again. I'm excited.
What brand did you get? Asics?
Asics.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had a feeling it was Asics.
They were on sale at Nordstrom Rack. Them shits was $49.
Okay.
And I got 2 pairs.
Okay. Shit.
For that price, because I got them for less than a pair one.
Yeah.
Yeah, budgeting.
Whenever I'm in a bad mood, I think about when I was in a bad mood as a younger person, and I'm like, you're full of shit.
Yeah, because I can't even remember the times, like now, like there are only a few instances when I remember why I was depressed. Like I was really trying to think about it today, and I'm like, I really don't know what the problem was.
Do you ever have it where like you have like this negative thought in your mind, or you feel this negative energy and you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
And you really be trying to like
cycle through everything. Like what the fuck is really
something
good?
happened to make me feel like shit.
Yeah.
And then I try to target it and make it irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to make things irrelevant because they are.
Yeah.
You know, in the bigger scheme of things. When you're 40 with this many kids and with this house in this city, this shit at 25 don't mean shit. The only thing that means shit right now is the school I'm going to and the job I'm working at. Nothing else means
because that's like a key to your future.
Yeah, and I mean the money you're saving.
True.
But like, you know, so I always try to target like whatever it is, and then do introspection and realize the irrelevance of it, basically. Yeah. And then
I feel like I'm numb now. Like shit happens and I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Right. It's like I don't.
And people like, I feel like people at work and stuff, they be trying to like make me feel sympathy or like make me feel something, and I feel like I've told almost all my coworkers like I don't give a fuck. I was like, my level of sympathy for you is I have none.
I don't care.
Like I don't care. And I'm like, this is why I probably wouldn't be a good manager, because I'm not gonna be empathetic. Like
you don't need
I don't care.
I'm not empathetic.
Yeah.
You don't need to be.
Like everybody's gonna complain about work. Everybody's gonna hate working.
Everyone's gonna try to tell you what they want you to do.
Yeah. And it's just like at the end of the day, anytime I do somebody a favor, I have to screw myself over to give you that favor. So I don't give a fuck.
That's why I like, God bless everyone I work with. Some people have been there for 20 years, 10 years.
Shout out to you. I don't know how you do it.
But I've been setting up this whole lab this whole time, and I didn't even know picking your desk was a thing. Like, I want to sit here. Like, I just didn't know. Like, I had to tell people. I had to tell everyone else in the office I'm sitting in right now. I was like, is seats a thing? And they're like, yeah, people want to choose their seats. And I was like,
why?
Okay. In my mind, I never declared my seat. I just knew I wanted to be in the back corner. I like to be able to see the whole room, and I don't like my back turned to shit. So I like to be able to sit like at an angle, and the door's right there. And
which is smart.
Someone emailed me like, oh, can I get the seat by the door? And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. No one's in this lab. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And then someone else was like, oh, he been around for a while. And he was like, oh, can I get the seat in the back corner? I was like, oh, sorry, that's where I'm sitting. I don't care. Like,
yeah.
That's why
I'm not going to give up my seat for you.
I'm not empathetic.
Rosa Parks
like,
in this
he
bitch.
literally just got an award for being a great employee. I'm not giving you my seat.
Ooh.
You just got an award. Be happy. You know, like that's, I'm not empathetic. I'm not empathetic.
Yeah.
Like I don't, just because you want to see, that has nothing to do with me. Unless you helped set up this office, you don't know the work I put in for this. You don't know the work I put in for the laboratory adjacent to this building. I already have that seat.
Yeah.
you're fine.
Sit somewhere else.
You're fine. So he's sitting across. Like,
okay, he'll be fine.
He'll totally survive.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Like, you know, so I'm just like, I think I'm actually going to buy him a whole shelving unit because he doesn't have enough storage space. Aww, I was like, oh, you can have a whole shelf. Like, okay. I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever you want. I don't care. We have a budget and we're fine. You know, like,
in the budget,
we're good. Yeah, because they asked for something this week and I was like, how much does that cost? Because it sounded expensive. And they told me and I was like, that's a lot, but we got it. It ain't my money. But so yeah, that's off of a tangent. But yes, I try to just remind myself that this shit just won't matter later. And Fashion Nova is really cheap, so I'll just buy a piece of clothing.
Right, and get that Cardi B line.
Oh man, I can't. Oh, by the way, Cardi B's coming out with a line. We talk about her on every episode. Get over it. She's coming out with a Fashion Nova line, so I'm very excited for that.
Okay, so this isn't a question I'm gonna ask. I just thought this shit was funny. I'm so sorry if I'm making fun of you, but so on our survey we asked, what more do you want to know about adulting? So somebody said ways to get more money on my taxes, work from home positions, more about IRAs. The funniest part I thought is more money on my taxes. Like, bro, you cannot be out here scamming the IRS. Like,
yeah, when you said more money,
I can't tell you how to do that.
How?
I don't know. Have a kid, get a deduction. Like, I don't know
how
to
tell
you. I really don't know the answer to that question.
Don't seek more money on your taxes.
Just make more money.
If you make the right amount of money, you should be actually paying taxes. So you should never be seeking to make more money out of taxes, because the only way you're seeking it is by getting someone pregnant if you're a male, or getting pregnant,
or claiming somebody's kids illegally. Okay. People do that.
People claim other people's kids.
Yeah, and
how does that work?
They reach an agreement. They're like, oh, I'll pay you this much if you let me claim your kid. Like, and they're like, okay, we can split the money this way, and they do it.
What about the person whose kid it is?
They have other kids, so they claim in the other kids, and then they still get money from the person that claimed their other kid. So they say they had 3 kids. They let somebody claim 1. They're still claiming 2 kids and getting paid from him claiming one of their kids. It's still not the maximum amount of money, but it's like there's like, oh, well, I'm doing you a favor and I'm still getting money. I don't know how that works.
That's why I don't see the benefit of it, because if you claim all 3 of your kids and don't you make more money?
I feel like it. I don't know. It has to be like a cutoff or some shit.
There's a loophole.
I don't have kids.
I
don't fucking know. There's probably a cutoff. That's why I'm only having 2.
I need to look into this.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds bad because I'm Nigerian. It's gonna make me sound like I'm trying to scam some shit. No, I want to be in a place one day where I'm paying taxes. I'm still receiving money, especially because I'm a student. I actually would have only gotten like a couple dollars back, but luckily I'm a student, so I'm crossing into the section of having to pay taxes. I'm not looking forward to it, but I have one more year of where I'll be considered a student. So in 2020, like they say, put away 30% just in case.
No, it's big,
because they really be asking you for a lot of money. So I'll prepare myself for that shit.
Fucking shit.
We're in the last years of us getting money from the government. It's gonna turn into us paying the government.
I don't think about it. I'm just gonna like have a baby. I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
No, I'll just get married. That's better.
Right.
A better alternative.
You guys will be joint, right?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully. One can only hope.
See what happens. Talk to a lawyer, please. What's it called? IRAs, we will talk about it on a future episode, because I actually I'm working on mine right now, so I want to learn more about it before I start discussing it. And there was one more topic he said taxes, IRAs,
work from home positions, which I'm also looking into as well. Like, I haven't found many positions yet, but I am on the prowl for those. So
I just interviewed for my first part-time work at home position, but it's like I just interviewed, so I don't know anything about it. That's the only one I've come across. So this is also a new thing to me. I do know people who do work at home jobs, but I don't know how I feel about them.
Like, you really be working, like you have to work.
You really do work.
But it's just like, for me, I would just like the bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
And the ability, to eat. And just, I mean,
I would love to work
comfortable.
from my bed. Like that. I mean, my ultimate goal is my job will be work from home. And like I tell Ashley, like, I'm just gonna pop in. Like, that's gonna be me. Like, I'm gonna own the business. So all I'm really gonna do is show up really quick to do whatever.
Check on shit.
Do pop up on people. Make sure they're acting right. Stuff like that. But. So I totally know what you mean. I would love to work at home, and my goal is by 33 to get that shit
exactly popping. And just thinking, like, being a woman, like, it's kind of hard to have a job and like have a baby, like, because thinking about my job, I'm not trying to be pregnant, exposed to radiation every day. because of the X-ray machine. I'm also not trying to hold my urine for extended hours. I'm not trying to be hungry.
Your job isn't pregnancy
like it's not, but I know health friendly. Like I know people who have been pregnant and have done it, but they're also like doctors and shit. Like that's different. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's not for me.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the job I have now, I really could. I mean, there's definitely a girl just came back from her maternity leave. You definitely can do this job pregnant for sure, because it's a desk job.
Yeah,
any desk job you can do pregnant, except for your chair. I actually am gonna contact, because my back fucking sucks. I'm gonna contact the people. And if you talk about back issues and stuff like that, they actually will give you like a custom chair.
Oh,
and, like,
fuck you!
Yeah,
I need a better job, y'all.
Yeah, so I'm really finna order that. My boss was like, "Don't tell nobody." But I just
they're
told
gonna
all
see
y'all.
it.
But anyway, well, I try not to get a ton of my coworkers to listen to this, because first of all, I curse a lot, and it's not like you curse at. I mean, people definitely curse at work.
And it's just like, you're not my friend.
Yeah, and this is not a professional environment.
No.
So. And I just want people to keep their mouth shut.
Like, there are a few people that are my coworkers I consider friends, but there's some that I'm like, I don't need you to listen to this.
Yeah, and like, people just run their mouth too much.
Yeah.
Because I would let you listen to it if I could trust you won't run your mouth. It's the problem, people running their mouth, like not minding their business. That's people in my job don't mind their business.
I mean, it's human nature to be nosy.
Yeah, that's one thing I said I'm gonna practice.
It's like, not being nosy. I'm really trying, but it's not. I mean, when people post everything on Instagram, it's hard. It's at that point, is it called being nosy though?
Doing what?
When people post shit on Instagram and you look.
That's not nosy.
Okay.
That's Instagram.
It's like when you ask questions, Instagram trying to figure shit out. Yeah.
Like, we talk so badly about Instagram and be on that bitch every day. Because we have to. It's a business card.
Yeah.
You know, but Instagram is full of shit. I watch it for pure television.
And I hope you guys do that too for entertainment.
Man.
Don't be shaping your lives around everybody you see on Instagram.
And don't be putting your booty on the counter just to get attention.
Booty on the counter pictures.
Necessary.
Booty on the counter.
What would be the most useful advice you've received?
Shit, that's hard.
I know.
Because I don't remember the advice all the time.
It has to. I know for a fact it's something my dad said.
Right. One of my parents.
I'm trying to think. Okay. There's not one thing. First of all, let's just clarify that. There's definitely not one thing. Shit, the one that's in my head is one I don't want to say.
I guess I could say one of the surgeons I work with told me I was too smart for my job. So I don't know if that's a compliment or insult or advice. I don't know how to take that, but I was just like, all right, I kind of agree. Great advice. And it's funny because my dad said it, but my mom was in the room when it happened, so it just like worked out. Because my mom is brilliant. Like, to be honest, she's very smart. My dad, like, when it comes to building a financial future, financial freedom, he suggested me getting a house. And this is where the ball started rolling. My mom was in the room, and then she started dropping a whole bunch of other things you could do within the house thing to, like, just all these different things you could do, because my parents have just been in the game for so long. So I think I'm not giving away my tips, because some shit my parents probably wouldn't want me to share. Okay.
But
just tell me after.
Right. The best advice I got was definitely, like, how to get a house and why you get a house and what you can do and where you can get it and blah, 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 blah. And then make sure of both my mom and dad talking, because they talk about two completely different facets. They're not interested in the same things. So my dad will talk about all the technical stuff and my mom will talk about all the creative stuff. And then it's just like,
okay.
Actually, I was going to ask my mom to go half on a house with me. Let's see if she does it. Because I want more than one, and I don't even have one yet. Yeah.
Okay, that's not a good reference.
Yeah.
But, sorry.
Weird, but it works.
Yep. You said half on. That's all I could think about.
Yeah. In your career, have you had to decline a date or sexual advances with a supervisor?
A supervisor?
Or just someone above you? My teacher just seems like he wants to fuck.
Yeah, I kind of had a anesthesiologist come on weird to me. I didn't know how to take it.
Yeah. I just told Ashley that I think my teacher, like, one of my teachers, I think if you asked him for some dick, he would give it to you. So that's pretty disgusting.
I wholeheartedly agree.
And I think that my grade might mildly suffer from not giving him the attention that he wants. But
fuck it. If it does, it's okay.
I'm not gonna like. It's fucking disgusting.
We can handle it.
Do you know anyone who's gone through that? That was their second question.
Well, I guess I bitch that was dating the principal at our school that we always talk about.
Did. Hopefully she graduated. She probably graduated. She definitely graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it in the workplace. Because I just have a feeling it will, because life is interesting. But the closest I have seen is like something that we all see is like these women, they grow up being thirsty about men in the first place, but then when they really grow up, they start realizing that you can make money off of men. And so some of them will get into the escort business, like trying to make money without having sex. And so they'll like, and so oh, I went on a date, he gave me this much money, like, oh, I went on a date with this guy and he gave me this much money. And then like shit starts getting weird. And sometimes if you're good enough friends with that person, you can start telling when they're lying. And so it's like people cross into like, oh, I'm an escort, but I'm not gonna fuck, and then they start fucking.
That's not an escort then.
And that shit don't work. So that's one thing I've seen is people trying to use that to advance. It's like trying to get like clothes,
like material shit. Like if you're not gonna put money in my savings account, I can't do that shit. Like, first of all, I can't do that shit.
I can't do it.
But then second of all, if you're not gonna put money like in my savings account, what are we here for?
You know how much money it would take for me to fuck somebody? Because if I'm fucking somebody, it's for free because I like them.
Yeah.
So it's like
when you put a price on it, it's so much different.
It's so different because now you're paying for the service. You're not paying for me.
Right.
So now the price is getting insane. Like the price is going to be outrageous to where you're just going to say fuck you to me and walk away. You know. So yeah. I feel sorry for the girls that feel like they have to do that.
Yeah. Or just like, I feel like some people do it because it's easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
But it's like you're emotionally traumatizing yourself. And I'd rather not be fucked up mentally and have $0 than to have money in my bank account and then be fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So that totally happens.
Yeah. Do you have an additional question?
Another question that I keep finding funny shit in the survey questions. This is about adulting again, and somebody said, how can I do less of it? Who are you guys?
How do you do less of it?
Yeah.
That's really easy. The hard part is adulting.
Yeah.
So to do less of adulting is to look to your left and right at most of the people out there and do what they're doing. I'm just kidding.
I mean, don't pay your rent, buy Gucci.
Right. If you don't want to adult, just do everything irresponsibly. Blow all your money and see what happens.
Because I feel like there's no way around it. It's just learning how to do it smarter and how to be more productive as an adult. Because like being an adult, shit comes up all the fucking time. Like you be like, okay, I paid this, that, and the other, and I put money away for this. I have this much for the rest of the month. I'm set. And then tomorrow I'll be like, past due notice, you forgot to pay this. And you're like, where the fuck did this come from? How is their money being subtracted out of my account? Now I am broke. Yeah. Like, life comes at you fast as an adult. It's just all about being aware. One thing, yeah. And then I hope we could find a way to do this, but my boyfriend made a spreadsheet of like for expenses, and like I still ain't done it yet. I looked at it. He did his, and like he put all of the money he spent, like all the money he spends and like how much he gets on average per month, and like looked at how much he's spending just to get a better idea of like how much money he's spending, so that he could finally get his savings account where he fucking wants it. And I need to do that shit too, because my savings account is on struggle right now. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Mine is less of my savings account is like on track. Mine is more of like, stop using your fucking credit card.
That is a big one.
Stop. You did so well, and then you used it again, you stupid bitch.
Like, I wish I could cut it up, but it wouldn't help because I still know the numbers.
Yeah, and like when I listened to the Budgetnista, she was like, cutting your credit cards doesn't do shit for you. You need to just pay them back and stop using them. And obviously put
self-control.
Put little payments on them, like put Hulu on them. I have my credit card. The only reoccurring payments on my credit card is Hulu, Apple for storage, and Apple Music, and 24-hour fitness.
Okay, then that's not a lot at all. That's like less than $100.
Yeah, it's just activity. She was like, as long as you have activity, you're good. Like,
yeah, when I pay mine down, the switch will be happening. Because y'all, I paid it off, and then within a week it was over because I had to get a computer.
Yeah, we both bought computers and just threw it on a card.
Okay, look, I could have paid for it cash, but it was just not in my means. Like, it wasn't in my plans to pay it cash.
Well, honestly, I'm not comfortable letting go of that amount of money in cash. I'd rather loan that's a credit card. Yeah, it's a loan yourself.
And I know I could have paid it all back right away, but I'm gonna build my fucking credit and pay that shit back slowly.
Yeah, incrementally. The only other, I mean, I do use the Costco gas credit card, so yeah, that is the only other activity.
Recurring,
really goes on. Yeah, but yeah, to do less of it, I can't help you.
I really can't. Like, I could say go to jail because you don't have to take care of yourself, or like move in with your parents,
or get a weak bitch pregnant.
Yeah, get a sugar daddy. I mean, get a sugar mama.
Yeah,
get a sponsor. Hit the lotto.
Yeah.
Hire a butler and all that shit.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're not really going to be able to avoid it. You just get better at it, you get smarter at it, and it depresses you less.
Right. And you don't want to do less adulting because I think it just makes you a shittier person.
Yeah.
Like, you should be adulting. Even people who are rich as fuck are adulting all the time.
Like, they're normal. Yeah. Like that Trey Songz tweet. It was like, oh my God, I just seen Trey Songz in Applebee's. And then Trey Songz is like, oh my God, Trey Songz is a normal person. Oh my goodness. Like,
that's funny.
And it's the truth. Like, celebrities are human too. We just put them up on this pedestal and don't think they are.
Yeah. And it's like when you see them in person, it's like you are just a regular.
You're normal. It's always like, to me, it's like, damn, you smaller than I thought you were.
They're always smaller.
Yeah.
I saw Khloe Kardashian. I stood right next to her and I just stared at her because one, she was shorter than I thought. She was way smaller, and she looks like the big bitch. Yeah. So imagine how tiny Kim is. Yes. Kim is small.
Yes.
And so it's like Khloe is small, so Kim is tiny. And then I just looked at her butt. I just stared at her butt. Like, wow, your butt is huge. Like, your face is just done with plastic surgery. You know, like, oh, they're just regular people. Yep. Everyone's just regular. Damn, you know, if Khloe looks big on TV, I'm gonna look like a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex if I'm ever on TV because I'm fucking
I mean, think about that all the time. I'm like, damn, we're kind of tall.
Damn. TV, but that's the thing. Those people are on TV, so it's like we get mad at them for getting so much plastic surgery, but they had to watch themselves look like shit on TV for years
and
like,
look fat.
Kylie was not looking good.
No.
Kylie was considered the least attractive Kardashian, wasn't she?
I think so.
She was.
Her and Rob.
Yeah, and Rob was cute, but before he was fat. And so I'm like, yeah, if you're the baby of the family, so you know the least about this shit, you ain't been in the business as long as everyone else, and everyone's calling you that, you know you're the least attractive Kardashian because
you're gonna go get done up.
You're gonna go get done up. And then Khloe, everyone called her
fat,
one of the least attractive Kardashians too, and she was the fat sister. And so yeah, she worked out, but it's like, girl, you got your skin tight.
You did a little something.
You did cool sculpting.
It's
Kylie did cool sculpting because how does Kylie all of a sudden have a big hip thighs, and she got injections and got cool sculpting to get her shape. Like, and I remember on an episode of the Kardashians, Kylie walks into Khloe's gym because it's in Khloe's garage, I think, and Khloe was like, this girl who's never been to a gym in a day in her life, and I was like, I knew it. Yeah, because it's like, bitch, you got money.
Call her out.
Call her out, sis.
Right.
But yeah. Do you have another question?
No, because the ones that I had from my friends, like, we had already answered.
What job seeking advice do you have? This can be our last question.
Apply to multiple places.
Man.
And apply for jobs you don't think you'll get.
Right.
Because you never know. You really never know.
Literally where I am right now.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Like, even if you have, like, the bare minimum qualifications, you still got qualifications. So apply. And please take the time to revise your resume for each different position you apply for. Do not make a generic ass fucking resume and submit it to 15 jobs because they could fucking tell.
Yeah, and it kind of looks disrespectful.
Yeah.
If the job is the same, obviously, yes, and the same resume. But one thing people really don't do, first of all, you can go online and look at a template. So I do that for every job. If your resume is trash, I don't even understand why.
Yeah.
Because you can Google a resume and copy it. So If your resume is trash, that's you
trash.
That's you.
Because literally every job I apply to, I Google resumes for and put the job title.
I'm saying.
Literally every time.
I have 4 resumes on my computer. Manager resume, restaurant resume, biochemistry resume, finance resume. Yep. So let me know what you need.
Which one you want?
Which one?
What version of me do you need today?
And I was a bartender for a short period. I literally have a bartender resume. I'm never gonna use it, but it's there. You
have the credential if needed.
Yeah, like Ashley said, apply to a million jobs. People are so lazy, and I've been around some people who are like, "Oh, I'm applying," and I'm like, "How many did you apply to?" They're like, "Oh, I applied to 5."
That's not enough.
For who? What job?
5 is not gonna get you seen. I'm sorry.
You are
right?
Like that's ignorant. Like, who do you think you are that you can apply to 5 and get a job? Even though yes, that does happen, but
I just don't know about the occurrence.
Apply to a lot. Apply once you hit 100. That's when you can start getting pissed off.
Oh, and I was in Palm Springs a few weeks ago, and I happened to be in Panera Bread when this girl was getting interviewed. This bitch did not bring a resume to the interview.
Jesus.
She also didn't know how to answer a STAR question. A STAR question is situation, task, action, result. You need to know this for every job. You need to know how to finesse a fucking story. Like, finesse the fuck out your story, because half the time that's all the fuck that I do. Like, yes, I have this base story, but I'm making it sound so much better than it is. Like, you really just gotta finesse your way into jobs. You have to, if you have an interview, after the interview, send a follow-up email talking about thank you for this opportunity.
I think about like, right after the interview.
Exactly, right after.
Yeah, and they said send the follow-up like a week after that, if they don't reply to the initial one. Yeah.
Because I had to hound for this job that I have. I had to email like 5 people because they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna get back to you for the next part of the interview process. And some time went by and I didn't hear shit, so I'm like, okay, I'm emailing you. Anybody I had contact with, I am emailing you and asking you what the fuck is good going on. And guess what, somebody hit me back. They set me up with my in-person interview and I got the fucking job. Like, if I hadn't have done that, they probably would have forgot about me. Right. I don't have time for that. I need my money, I needed a better job, and I needed benefits.
And also when you look for jobs that actually make a amount of money that will take care of you. Yeah. Like, look at your qualifications, obviously. Look at your degree level. Look at your amount of years of work experience. Look at how your work experience, check to see how relevant your work experience is to the job you're applying to. You have to look for these things because you can't just be out here all willy-nilly applying all willy-nilly. You also can just print out 20 copies of your resume, hit them all.
If you're at that level.
Yeah, if you're at that level. Because when I was 19, 18, I might not even been in college yet. I remember I walked around the whole mall with my resume and passed it out. I don't know what job I got after that, but I was employed. I don't know where I was, but I got a job, and it was decent because I haven't had too many terrible jobs. And so, it's also about a hustle if you're job hunting. If you realize you're just an applicant that just isn't qualified, you need to start from the bottom. Yeah. The bottom is either going back to school and starting that bachelor's or go into fucking fast food and start as a cashier.
Yeah, or get the bottom line job in whatever department you want to work at. Like if it's like a hospital or something, try and get like the bottom line.
Receptionist.
Yes.
Yeah. And work your way in. Is low-key hard to get sometimes too. They're really qualified. Like Ashley said, get the base level of the business you want to get into. And also
don't feel like you're too good for stuff too. Yeah. That plays into it. Like know your worth, but at the same time don't think you're too good for something. Yeah. And also, like Nina and we talked about, if you know you're qualified and they're offering you this certain amount of money, go in with a higher amount than you think that you're worth. And then negotiate down.
Go on glassdoor.com, look up your specific job title in your specific city. I've seen someone make the dumb mistake of being a trade school dental assistant and looking up dental hygienist and thinking that they're going to be making $100,000 a year. Yeah. You're a dental assistant. Yeah. You're not a dental hygienist is a dentist who went to dental school. At that point. You went to trade school and there's no diss there. I'm just saying.
No, you just have to know.
Some people look up and you'll get yourself let go. Like if someone offers you a job that pays, let's just say $20 an hour because you're a dental assistant. I don't know what they get paid. This is just an example. But you're sitting there looking at a dentist salary. You're like, oh, 20, nah, I need 55 an hour. They're going to say, actually, I don't think you're intelligent enough to work here. So never mind. Completely never mind. and they'll just dump you. I've had jobs do that to me, like and it just definitely was not high enough, like to where they were like,
I've had that happen.
Let us know what you're trying to get paid. And I was like, well, my last job paid me this much, so I'm trying to get to the upper 20s, like 30 something. This was a while back. And they were like, oh, okay, sorry, that doesn't fit our range.
All right,
Thank you for applying. Okay, I'm not replying to your email. That was it. Like, because I'm also not going to settle for something that I know I can qualify for. But if you've only worked $10 an hour jobs, don't think you're going to get shot up to 30. That is ignorant. That's so ignorant. Crazy. You know, if you go get your bachelor's, yes, expect to get a pay raise. If you go get your master's, yes, expect to get a pay raise.
Unless you're a teacher. I'm sorry.
No, that's so true.
Like, it just doesn't play out that well for y'all.
That's so true. Yeah, I actually looked it up. Only college professors make money.
Yeah.
They're averaging $100,000 in California. But everything else is really trash.
Yeah.
They're actually making like less than us.
I think they make, because I saw there was a march for, I forget what city.
Oklahoma?
And I think they make like 40,000.
Yeah, we were looking
30
at
to
that
40,000.
Yeah, it is.
You cannot eat off that.
That was ridiculous.
That's so hard to eat off of.
My coworker that I was looking it up with, he's from South Carolina, North Carolina, and he was like, with consideration that things are cheaper out there. I said, okay, yeah, you can tighter it a little bit. It still is not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's so 39 in Oklahoma is probably like 50 something in California, which is not enough.
That's not.
It's still enough to eat. It's still enough to pay bills and live at your means, but it's still not enough.
It's to live at your means, and that's it.
Yeah, you're living at your means, which is not safe at all, especially with the recession coming.
Yeah, because then it's hard to say.
Yeah, so don't be cocky with the shit. Dress professionally to your interview. Do your fucking hair.
Please do your hair.
And like guys with dreadlocks, that's fine. You don't have to cut the shit off.
Just twist them shits back.
First of all, if your shit is nasty as shit, you're going to interview, get your shit twisted.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you're broke. You need to find a friend.
Find somebody who'll do it.
Find someone to do it.
Go on YouTube.
Dreadlocks are totally okay. Braids are okay. Everything's okay. If you have braids braids are expensive. So if you have braids and they're grown out, what you need to do is pull your hair back into a tight bun.
Yep.
And get a
band
that looks professional, not the sweatbands that you wear to the gym. A really like cute business band like that.
Do your baby hairs.
Do your baby hairs, like little things like that. You don't need to. You can be broke, and that's the whole point. Is you can be broke at your interview. If you don't have clothes, like, because I didn't have a lot of suits.
Goodwill.
I didn't have a lot of suits. Goodwill. And for women, you can just put on one dress, like one long dress, and then
get a blazer and like
get your church clothes.
That too.
If you don't have money, hopefully you have church clothes or like that type of shit. Wear your church clothes
or
to your job
borrow
interview.
Something from someone.
Oh, okay, like do what you. I know, like most of you girls, you have friends. Like if you're in a situation that's financial, just be like, hey girl, can I borrow this for my interview? I'll give it right back. Like there's ways around it, because I know that I remember struggling to get business clothes, so it's like I don't want to put someone in the position where they're like, well, I can't afford it. What do I do? There's ways around it. The Goodwill is really cheap. Like I know men, you have to wear a suit. All you need to do is get some khaki pants and a button-up shirt. Most men have a button-up shirt.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'm confused. Okay.
You ain't never like needed a button.
You never needed a button-up shirt your whole life. I'm confused. Okay, sir.
And a jersey does not count as button up. Like a baseball jersey does not count as button up.
Oh my god!
I'm just making.
I don't trust men in like if I meet you at a function in a baseball jersey, I don't trust you.
It's so funny, Rashad.
I don't like those.
It was the one I bought him.
Oh no, those are different. I don't like the long line ones. Them niggas like that look like they're from Jabberwockies. You know, they look like they dance. Like
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Some of y'all get what I'm saying.
Okay.
But yeah, like come to your professional.
Yeah.
Try not to say a million times. Try not to say like, oh my gosh.
Pause and think about things.
If your nail polish is fucked up, take it off.
Yes, please don't have long nails.
Oh my
nice
God.
trim.
Please don't have ratchet
calm
nails.
Calm colors. Don't no bejeweled shits.
And if you like, say for example, you just got your shit done and your interview's the next day and you didn't know, hide your fingers during your interview.
Yeah.
I have actually done that before. My nails weren't crazy. It's just where I didn't know who these people were. I didn't know their vibe. So I spoke like that. And I was just like, yeah, so like I moved, but I kept my hands like at a low level. So I was like, yeah, so, and I was doing things like that. I have hid my nails before, you know, so it's like you just say like, yeah, so I would do this, and yes, and you keep like the very church hands in between your knees. I'm sorry, I'm talking in the mic and I'm like, you guys can't see what I'm doing, like the church hands in between your knees, or your hands like palms up on your lap when you're explaining something. Bring them back in between the knees. Use your shoulders.
Don't point.
Move your head around more. These are things that can hide your nails, ladies. I know this is a super hack, like,
but it's necessary.
It's necessary.
I've had to like bite off acrylics before interviews.
Yeah, so you can have fucked up hair and make it to your interview. You don't have to wear, first of all, you don't have to wear makeup unless you're like, what job do you need makeup for?
None, unless you applying at MAC.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's all I can think of. Like, if you're applying at a makeup store, yeah, you need makeup.
Yeah, but any other job, like, because some people can, like, are so uncomfortable without makeup on. It's like, I think I actually have always applied with makeup on,
Me
but
too.
It's just because I have the resources, but I don't think it's necessary. Like, you're not a gremlin. Like, you're fine. Man. Yeah. I'm sorry, Jesus.
If anything, I just make sure my eyebrows are nice.
Yeah, all you have to do is look neat,
because that like changes your whole face when your eyebrows look nice.
And if you don't own an iron, that's a fundamental issue. Every person should own an iron.
Well, there's a hack to that. I don't know how well it works. No, you take your clothes and put them in the bathroom, take a really hot shower, and then like stretch the fabric a little bit, and the steam is like supposed to help it. I don't know how well that works, but
I've never done it.
I've never.
Y'all can try.
I've heard about it.
So. But I mean, if you do have the
or like a hot pot, heat a hot pot and put that shit on there.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That is an iron. It's a real like ghetto thing.
Struggle goals. I mean, hey,
if you don't have an iron, you have an iron.
Yeah, and we want to make sure we focus on people who are broke because we were broke before. Yes. So there's always hacks around me and
that her. Sounded so wrong.
Yeah,
we want to focus on people that are broke
because we were broke before, and we're not like we were broke.
We understand, guys.
I very recently have had to buy a ton of suits because I just didn't have any, because at the time when I needed it, I would just buy one because all I could afford was one.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm like, I didn't even own suits. Like, you know, I don't even own these dress things that I should own, you know.
That are kind of necessary.
Yeah.
Now.
So, I mean, but for people who have the means, like there's kind of no excuse. Like, excuse me. I got my loafers at Payless, you know, like.
And you ain't too proud. Walmart too.
Okay, like Ashley sent me a sale. I got some Adidas off there. Obviously, you should be wearing Adidas to your interview, depending on the job. But yeah,
like if you're going to the gym,
yeah,
to be like a personal trainer.
Yeah, even if you're going to a job to be a forklift driver, you should have a button-up shirt with some khaki pants on, with some dress shoes,
and maybe like steel-toe boots. I feel like you just have to wear those.
Yeah, like something like you should look like you fit the. Don't come in there looking crazy. If you have a stain on your shirt, I'm irritated with you. Like you shouldn't have a stain. Obviously,
if your shirt's not tucked in, I'm irritated with you.
If you fuck up your outfit on the way there, go in the bathroom and try to fix it before the time is up.
That's a tip I saw too. Like keep a Tide stick in your pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Or not in your pocket, like in your purse or some shit, in your car. Like, so that if you do fuck up your clothes, you're not having to go around the whole day with your shit fucked.
Yeah, like something that I'm gonna do when I graduate, if at the time that I'm looking, this is not gonna be anytime soon actually, now that I think about it, but I am gonna take my resume and go to financial institutions and institutions I want to work at and just be like, can you send this to HR? I'm looking for a job here, you know, because that's how I did it when I was young, so I'm probably never gonna stop doing it. I mean, obviously, God has got me a little lucky recently to where my search hasn't had to be as hard, but I have had multiple
hard searches
to apply to like 100 jobs, you know. So
that 100 job apply is horrible because you be getting like 1 or 2 results, or you get results you're not interested in, or you get shit that you feel like is like below what your pay rate is.
Or 5 months down the line, they hit you up like, sorry, you didn't qualify.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I started the job I'm at now, I got like 4 emails like, sorry, we're gonna move on with other applicants. I'm like, I'm already at work.
Yep, that's fine. How long was this interview process?
Yeah, exactly. So there's what other Indeed.com. Indeed.com is great. Monster. I don't use Monster.
I don't use Monster anymore.
You should have a LinkedIn.
LinkedIn even has a jobs app. I have that shit on my phone.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've seen like a lot of good stuff on LinkedIn. It's expanding. So it's good that LinkedIn's one of the things where it's like start young. I also found out you should have more than 500 connections connections. So I don't even have 500.
I don't even know how many I have.
I'm gonna work on it. Yeah, because I sent a link to you. I sent a link to you and your boyfriend, and I went on your boyfriend's page, and I saw
he has a lot.
Because I knew, you know why I looked? Because I knew that nigga would have
a lot.
Because this nigga knows so many fucking people.
Yeah, he knows everybody. I swear, every time we go somewhere, he says hi to somebody.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go because I'm sure he has a ton of like African American. I am focused on African American business, so I'm probably gonna go through his connections.
He has a lot of good people, and a lot of them are from UCR too, and like a lot of them are successful.
Yeah, there's some people from UCR. Like I think I like added like Ebu Ben, like Eze photography, and like people like that.
I need to add Eze.
Oh yeah, and then my cousin Jonathan, and
oh yeah, I don't know if I have
people
him.
like that.
He booming.
I know we out here booming
like, for real.
We want y'all to be booming with us. That's why we wanted to do a questions episode, so you guys can get inside of our head. Also, please send us questions. We want to answer your questions,
so we can do this more often.
Yeah, because this is fun.
Yeah,
and thank you guys who sent us questions. We really appreciate it. Because we enjoyed this. Yeah, it's a nice break off of like doing it like this, and we are in a slightly education career-based podcast, so yes, we will get back to that stuff,
but I feel like y'all learn from us.
Yeah, we like to take a break because we're not trying to teach you on every episode. We want you to be able to absorb and bounce back with us, and so our episodes are based off of what bounces towards us over the week,
and how we feel.
Yeah, and
if I feel like being ignorant, we're gonna be ignorant.
We're young millennials. I self-titled. I changed my title on Instagram to Millennial Motivator.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you got your man's favorite podcaster.
Yeah,
coming for next.
And that's the thing is like, your man's favorite podcaster was just like a play on words. Yeah, but I changed it because it was the way the hoes act on Instagram. It seemed very sexualized to me. Yeah. So even though in my head I'm like, oh, your man's favorite, it's funny because this is the shit people say, and I'm playing on it.
People don't take it that way.
No one would ever put podcaster at the end of it, but it's like people are gonna take it as like, oh,
this bitch serious.
She's a man stealer, or she likes niggas a lot, and I don't. So
it's like the exact polar opposite.
The total opposite. So millennial motivator. Yeah. I'm still your man's favorite podcaster. Let's be honest, I probably am. So
yeah, because what other like black female podcasters is out there except for like Vital Information, which we love.
We love y'all.
Like who else is there?
Yeah. So thank you guys for the questions. Remember, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Young and Gettin It Podcast. There's no G at the end of Gettin. Subscribe, rate, review. You can find us on soundcloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Follow us on there. Leave a comment. We love y'all. Also, we're on YouTube. Young and Gettin It Podcast, Google Play, Stitcher, Pocket Cast. Search Young and Gettin It Podcast. You gonna find us. Subscribe. We love y'all.
You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at YAGI_podcast.
Whoa.
YAG. No, I said YAGIP_podcast, didn't I? Well,
it's okay.
You guys, oh my God.
I'm tired.
Me too. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/YAGI_. Ooh, whoa. See, this is how I know I'm tired. No, I fucked it up.
Start over.
Yep, I am. Facebook.com/YAGIPOD. You can also email us at ashleyandninapod@gmail.com. And you can also find us on our website, www.weareyagip.com. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And hopefully you guys can decipher between when we're talking shit, being stupid, being ignorant, and being serious.
Yeah, because we don't give a fuck.
No.
All right.
Nope.
We'll see y'all soon. Thank you for listening. We love y'all.
Okay, bye.
Ow.